Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with an exclusive interview with Miss Melissa Lawrie of Scotts Hill. She is actually one of the female cricket officials, umpiring and also scoring. And this afternoon, we just want to talk to her and let her give us a little insight on how her year started and how it's been going so far. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, Miss Lawrie.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't complain at all.
All right, you're an umpire. How you like that?
Yes, I do.
Cricket umpire to be precise, because baseball use the same term umpire. So you're a cricket umpire and you're also a scorer.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you just enlighten us or give us a little more information on your officiating, both scoring and umpiring background?
Well, it all started when I was maybe like 3 or 4, going to cricket games with my dad and also watching my cousin, who is actually a coach at the moment, Ryan Griffith. When he was playing for Guyana, I used to go and watch him play cricket, being Red Stripe, Buster Cup, and so forth. So I basically developed a love for cricket from that small, tender age. In 2017, I started getting more involved, like going to local cricket games, and watching. And then in 2017, I did a scoring workshop, and I was asked to start scoring for the Liberta Blackhawks. I did that for a season, and afterwards I switched over to umpiring because of my little brother, who was an umpire at the time.
Okay, let's take a step back. You ever thought of playing cricket?
Well, I did, but I had a little accident where I actually broke my finger, and at that point I decided, no, it's not for me.
So you gave up playing?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that you started scoring using the book
I
method.
actually started with the computer, and I was late for a game, which was my first and only time being late to score a game. And the person that was scoring at the time, they were scoring out of a book. So I basically had to look on the book and now go and score from the computer. And by looking at that, I began to basically teach myself how to score in the book. And there were certain things that I didn't understand, and I would ask Paco, and also Charlene, better known as Shatter, who is in Nevis. She was one of them who helped me with the book scoring.
So
I can basically score in book and on the computer.
So put it that way. So normally persons would have scored from the book and then go onto the computerized one. You did it in reverse.
Yeah.
All right. So you went into umpiring. What was your best time in umpiring?
My best time in umpiring, I think it would be umpiring with my brother.
That was last year,
Yeah.
December or January?
That was the Leeward Islands under 17 tournament. St. Kitts versus Nevis.
And you and your brother officiated that
Yes,
game.
we did.
That was a historic game.
Yes, it was.
I clearly remember in receiving those images from that game. I was on vacation. Yeah. So cricket season started 2020 season. How was that going for you?
It started off really good. It's just that when you're going to the training, you're hearing everything about what to expect. You're basically learning everything from the laws and everything. But there is just something different about actually being in the game, where you're basically faced with different scenarios and you basically have to think right there on the spot. So I think this 2020 season, it started off really good for me. It basically helped me with my motor skills. I had to be very alert. I remember at one point in time the ball coming straight at me and I had no choice but to get low. So it's like you have to be physically fit and also mentally.
Which one you prefer, scoring or umpiring?
Umpiring. Umpiring, reason being because you're up and down. Scoring, just they're sitting and just looking at it.
Okay, 2020 season was interrupted. COVID-19.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that?
Bittersweet. at first I was disappointed. I kept asking, why did the COVID have to come? I felt as if it just made me take 2 steps back in my career. But then after Mr. Neo, he developed a group with female officials, and I was able to speak to Jacqueline Williams. She was one of them that's in the group. Every Thursday night we have training. She's one of them in the group, and she's basically encouraging all the female officials in there. We have match referees, we have umpires, we have former West Indies players. I don't know if you know Stephanie Power. She's there. It's a really good group. I look forward to it every Thursday night. It's sometimes the training run for 2 hours, sometimes 2.5, sometimes even 3. We have persons coming in. At one point in time, we had Sir Richie Richardson coming in and speaking to us and also encouraging us. We had Rayon King coming and speaking to us. It's really good, and I'm really looking forward to it every
So
Thursday.
being an umpire has really broadened your perspective or your scope on cricket in general.
Yes, definitely. Getting in contact with different persons from different islands, different regions, and also they will tell you different scenarios that they have been through while umpiring, and you haven't been through it. So it's like you can use their experience to help you.
Did COVID have any negative effect on you? Mentally?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that, honestly. Maybe it's the fact that I'm not able to be on the field umpiring. Maybe that's the only negative impact it has. But to be able to interact with all those females on a Thursday night and get all these insight and all these knowledge, I think it actually worked out for the good.
Being away from sports, especially on the weekend, did COVID did the COVID effect cause you to do anything unusual?
Mm,
Or maybe going back to something that you stopped doing or something like
I
that?
find myself watching a lot of track and field past games. Well, track and field is really my first love.
Oh.
I did track and field as a young female growing up. Then I stopped when I went to secondary school. So I find myself watching all these old films as far as 2007, where Usain Bolt actually came on the surface. When everybody basically knew about him, I watched some of his races from the youth. So it's like my Saturdays and Sundays, I don't have anything to do pertaining to cricket. So I just YouTube. There's nothing else there to do. YouTube, cook, eat. That's it.
I hope that the COVID didn't cause you to eat more than usual.
Well,
It had that kind of effect on a
Yes,
number
a
of
lot of
persons, a
persons,
number of
yes.
athletes. They're eating a whole lot more than usual.
Yes, it has. Still trying to adjust that whole eating.
So how soon are you ready to get back on the field?
As soon as yesterday. I think I'm prepared, but I know realistically there won't be any games this year. But next year, I know for a fact I'm gonna be ready with all the training that I have going on every week. It's kind of like refreshes my memory, because at first I was worried that I'm gonna forget everything, and I was told that I should still be reading the laws. And let's be honest, it's boring. Just reading, it's boring. I'm more like a math person. I'm a math teacher by profession, so I rather see numbers. But when you're seeing words, nah. But when you have somebody interacting with you and giving you different scenarios, and then you have to come up with a scenario or a way in which you will deal with that situation, it's interesting. Keeps you on the ball. So it makes you feel as if you're still on the field, although you're not on the field.
So like you rightfully said, COVID was just a bittersweet moment.
It was.
So you're still enjoying it. You're still enjoying cricket, whether it's not on the field, but you're still enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the CPL, which starts the 18th.
On TV.
Yes! The reason why I'm looking forward to
Who's
it,
your
I
team?
just want to see. Should I say? I'm gonna go with Amazon Warriors. My cousin is an official on the team, so yeah. I know we have been bridesmaid, but I feel like this is our year. I just have this feeling this is our year.
You feel like being the bride this time around?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well,
So yeah.
not a bad choice still, but
Team
the
looks good.
tournament is still yet to be played, so
Yeah.
still some time to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a brief discussion with Miss Melissa Lawrie, cricket umpire and scorer. Melissa, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me. Bye.